Biggleswade United, this afternoon's Premier Division fixture, Biggleswade United versus Biggleswade FC. Just read through the two teams, starting with our visitors, Biggleswade FC, who are playing in all green. Number 1, Daniel Green. Number 2, and captain Adam Hunt. Number 3, Josh Holmes. Number 4, Pat McCafferty. Number 5, Darren Woodend. Number 6, David Lenton. Number 7, Tom Coles. Number 8, Connor Inskip. Number 9, Tom Cookman. Number 10, Lee Northfield. Number 11, Ryan Inskip. And substitutes for Biggleswade FC, number 12, Tayshon Griffith. Number 18, George Riley. 14, Nathan George. 15, Justin Levers. And number 17, Alex Marsh. And team for Biggleswade United playing red and navy. Number 1, Josh Mollison. Number 17, Kane Farrell. Number 3, James Cooper. Number 4, Lee Bilcock. Number 5, Andrew Wedno. Number 6, and captain Nick Elliott. Number 7, Carlos Correa Diaz. Number 8, Zach Garfey. Number 9, Abraham Easy. Number 10, Jaden Irish. And number 11, Ross Taylor. And substitutes for Biggleswade United, number 12, Jordan Wright. Goalkeeper, Reese Waller. 14, Charisma Aguiman. 15, Matt Cooper. And number 16, Brody Cousins. Referee today is Mr. Ian Stewart, and he's supported by Mr. Tom Burns and Mr. Mark Bright. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to Second Meadow for Biggleswade United versus Biggleswade FC. It's a local derby. It's the first time this happened this season, as Biggleswade FC got promoted up into the Spartan South Midlands League Premier Division for this season. So this is the first match, local derby between the two teams. Biggleswade FC about to kick off here with Tom Cookman on the ball. Should be an interesting game. Tracy James just read out the team lineup, but we can run through that later on as the game unfolds. I'm joined here by a couple of different people. We've got Richard Thomas, who's a match day reporter from last season. He's back to watch today's game. How have you been, Richard?
Yeah, I've been very good, thanks. It's fantastic to be back. Great to be here on this historic occasion for the club. Hopefully we see a great game.
And Biggleswade FC have just kicked off here. Straight into match action. We're really expecting a frenetic and high-paced game here today. There's good relationship between the two teams, but there's certainly, I'd imagine, won't be any love lost left on the pitch. Biggleswade FC here in the green, just dominating the early possession. Biggleswade United playing in red with the blue shorts and red socks. Biggleswade FC in all green. They've had a good start to the season, Biggleswade FC, after coming up from the Spartan South Midlands Division 1 last season. Currently sitting 6th in the league table, with Biggleswade United back in 8th. In the last 5 games, Biggleswade FC have certainly put a good run of form together, winning 4 games and drawing just 1, scoring 13 and conceding 8. So it's a plus goal difference of 5 for those who like their statistics. As Biggleswade United just misplaced the ball, and the Biggleswade FC number 7 moves on to Tom Cookman. Number 9 for Biggleswade FC just goes in for a challenge there. Tom Cookman, number 9 for Biggleswade FC, played for United a couple of seasons ago. Was firmly a fan's favourite, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on here today. So the referee just calls a free kick here for Biggleswade FC. Looks like the Biggleswade FC number 5, Darren Woodend, is going to step up to take this. Looks like this is going to be directed goalwards into the box. Brought short here to the number 8, Connor Inskip. He moves into the box, and it's another free kick given by the referee. Looks like James Cooper there, gone in for a challenge. Just brought down the Biggleswade number 8, Connor Inskip. Looks like a free kick on the edge of the box. What did you make of that, Richard?
Looks a bit soft to me, to be honest, Chris, but this is a dangerous position now, just to the left of the D of the penalty area. Looks like Biggleswade FC's number 7 will be favourite to take it. But yeah, this is certainly a dangerous position for United to be facing early on.
And what have you made of Biggleswade FC's start to the season so far? First half of the season, they took the first few games did really well and picked up quite a few points early on and shot at the table. They've just drifted back a little bit since, currently sitting 6th, 2 places above Biggleswade United, but they certainly seem to have brought some good form into this game. As I was just saying, they've won the last 4 and drawn only 1 in the last 5 games. Haven't played that many league games, but the league form is typically pretty decent as well. Yeah,
I mean, they had a fantastic season last season to get into this league in the first place. Continued that into this season, got a fantastic core of young players. But yeah, obviously had a bit of a reality check in the last month or so. Should make for a very open and competitive game today with the 2 teams evenly matched.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this game plays out, because on the pitch, I think if you're looking at the team sheet, they're probably fairly well matched in terms of talent on the team sheet. But Biggleswade FC certainly are coming into this game in the richer vein of form. Biggleswade United in the last 5 games have lost 3, drawn 1 and won 1. However, they do seem to have a goal difference of +1, so they've scored 9 and conceded 8 in that time. So it certainly makes for an interesting matchup today.
Goes to show how the team have come on since last season. As the number 9 has a great chance here, charged down by a United defender.
Ooh. That's the number 9 for Biggleswade FC, Tom Cookman. The man who was at Biggleswade United just a few seasons ago has pounced on that. I mean, that is a good poacher's goal in anyone's book. Biggleswade United really should have dealt with that earlier and got rid of the ball, but he's just come in at the back post, poked that in, and the Biggleswade goalkeeper Josh Mollison, who's making his 2nd first team appearance, just couldn't quite get to that in time, and Biggleswade FC have taken an early lead.
You've got to say, without creating too many chances, Biggleswade FC have had the upper hand early on. The ball has spent most of the time in the United half, so fair play to them. They've managed to get themselves a goal up early on, but we need to see a response now from Biggleswade United.
Well, this is much the same as happened in the last game against Leverstock Green. Biggleswade United went 1-0 down early on in the game, came back and won 5-2. So this will certainly be interesting to see how the game pans out from now on. And that was just on the 4-minute mark that Tom Cookman put that into the back of the net. So it'll be interesting to see how this game pans out for the rest of the match. Biggleswade United certainly, once they're in free-flowing form and scoring goals, are a difficult team to beat. They don't seem to concede many goals. I think 4th or 5th best defence in the league so far, United. So they don't concede a huge amount of goals, but it seems to have been this season that putting the ball at the back of the net has been a little bit of their issue. So it'll be interesting to see whether they can replicate that result from last weekend against Leverstock Green and get back into this game early on. As Biggleswade FC line up for a free kick here, about 10 yards into their own half. Darren Woodend delivers it in, and that's just overhit there by the number 3, Josh Holmes of Biggleswade FC. About 5 minutes on the clock here. If you've only just joined us, 5 minutes on the clock, and Biggleswade FC, our local rivals to Biggleswade United, are already 1-0 up. They had a good start to the game and got on the score sheet early by number 9 Tom Cookman, as Abraham Easy, the number 9 for Biggleswade United, charges down the left hand side, but it's well intercepted there, well defended by the Biggleswade FC number 2 and also captain, I believe, Adam Hunt. The pitch not looking in too bad condition today, considering the recent weather. It's certainly one that helps to allow people to get the ball down on the floor and pass the ball and keep the ball flowing. And that's a misplaced pass there by the Biggleswade number 4, Pat McCafferty. It's a good crowd here at Biggleswade United today. It's a local derby, as we said. It's the first Biggleswade derby of this nature this season, and it certainly looks like Biggleswade FC have brought a decent fan base along. There's got to be a good 200 plus people in the ground here today, which I think the average attendance for Biggleswade is about 100, 120, something like that on a match day, as Nick Elliott here, the number 6, tries to bring the ball forward for Biggleswade but loses it. Looks like he's been given a free kick against Biggleswade FC. What have you made of the opening few minutes?
Well, United are still yet to really hit their stride, aren't they? I mean, like I was saying, that the goal wasn't quite coming for Biggleswade FC, but they certainly had the better of the opening stages. United yet to get their usual free-flowing passing game going. Christian Colas will want his players to get their foot on the ball a little bit more, knock it around a bit, because at the moment they've offered very little in the opposing half, really.
Yeah, it's certainly one of those things that once Biggleswade United get in their flow, they can move the ball around well. It's be interesting to see how the next couple of minutes whether they manage to put some attacking passages of play together, as the referee gives a throw in here for Biggleswade United. James Cooper picks up the ball, the number 3 here, and moves it infield to Jaden Irish, who's been traditionally a midfielder here at Biggleswade United, but he's moved up into an attacking role. And that's a good ball forward there to Zach Garfey, number 8, brings it down beautifully as he cuts inside, but the referee isn't giving anything there. Went down maybe a little bit easy in the referee's book. As we're coming up to 8 minutes here on the clock now. So correction, that's 9 minutes on the clock. And Biggleswade FC still 1-0 up. Early goal by Tom Cookman for Biggleswade FC in the first few minutes, and the referee isn't giving anything in there. Abraham Easy, Biggleswade United number 9, is really not happy about that. Feels as he was impeded. What do you make of that, Richard?
It's sort of incident where you might hope for a free kick in the Premier League, but I think in a good old-fashioned non-league contest you might not be so lucky. I suppose you call it a good solid challenge in the ninth tier of English football.
Yeah, I think you could be right there, Richard. There's the professional game in terms of the physical contact and lack of has not really filtered down yet here into non-league. As Tom Cookman, number 9 for Biggleswade FC, gets on the ball, plays it back down the line, cut inside here. Well, it's good football there by Biggleswade FC. Certainly looking to move the ball around. This will certainly be a good matchup. Both teams like to get the ball down and play. We've heard some good reviews of the type of football that Biggleswade FC try to play, so it'll be interesting to see how this game pans out. They've certainly had the better of the opening exchanges here, Biggleswade FC. Okay. So coming up to the 11th minute here in the game, Biggleswade FC currently leading 1-0. And that's a corner to Biggleswade FC. It's good work down there on the right hand side. Tried to whip the ball in, get the ball in for a cross, and I think it was Ross Taylor there for Biggleswade United who put that on, or put that out I should say, for a corner kick. It looks like the number 11 for Biggleswade FC will be stepping up to take this right in skip. He puts the ball into the box. The number 7 for Biggleswade FC gets on the end of that, Tom Coles, but couldn't direct it goalwards. It's cleared by Biggleswade United. Ball back into the box. He's controlled that well, the Biggleswade number 5 pushed that through. Tom Cookman, the number 9 for Biggleswade FC, got on to the end of it, but it was just called for an offside there. It must have been tight. Certainly looked tight from here. What do you reckon, Richard?
Oh, no question it was offside. From a completely biased perspective, no, it did look very tight, and I suppose it's just one of those we'll have to trust the linesman's judgment. Thankfully, the decision went United's way; otherwise, could have been in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, Biggleswade United just playing themselves out of danger there. It's good work there by Lee Bilcock, bringing across to Andrew Owednio, who plays that into midfield. Biggleswade United recovered. Jaden Irish on the ball here, looks to play Abraham Easy. into some space, but unfortunately just intercepted there by Biggleswade FC. The fans still coming through the gates, still coming into the ground. And
I must say, Chris, I've never ever seen such a long queue waiting for entrance to the ground. I was queued up for a good 3 or 4 minutes. Normally you can walk straight in and get in no problem, but today there was quite a bit of a queue.
Yeah, so it's an earlier kick-off here than normal at Second Meadow. Normally 3 o'clock kick-off, as is per usual on a Saturday afternoon, but the game has been brought forward in light of the upcoming Christmas holidays. I think people wanting to, maybe, if they're travelling, either going overseas or within the UK, looking to get away a little bit early, so this game's been brought forward to a 1:30 kick-off. And about 13 minutes or so here on the clock as Biggleswade FC lead 1-0 at the moment after Tom Cookman opening goal after about 4 or 5 minutes. As Biggleswade United here retain possession. Passed out to the left wing to Kane Farrell, who thinks he's been brought down, but the referee is flagged for a throw-in. There certainly wasn't any contest there from the Biggleswade United bench. They seem to think that was a fair decision. There's some good football being played here by Biggleswade FC. They're certainly trying to keep the ball on the floor, moving the ball into space. Biggleswade United still trying to get a foot on the game. As Ross Taylor plays the ball forward, but right into the feet of the Biggleswade FC defence. Ball played out here to James Cooper on the right hand wing, looks inside. He's gone down the line there to Jaden Irish. He just stands the ball up, plays it inside there to James Cooper again. Great little back heel to Abraham Easy, but he's just called offside. That's a great little passage of play there by Biggleswade United, but unfortunately just didn't go their way.
Probably Biggleswade United's best moment in the game. The frays into the opposing half have been quite few and far between so far, but that was some very, very good link-up play. More of the same, please, boys. So about 15 minutes on the clock here. First 15 minutes has been relatively evenly matched, although Biggleswade FC do lead the game 1-0. Nick Elliott, great little jink inside there, and the ball's played out wide to Kane Farrell, but overrun. Unfortunately, Zach Carthy just overplayed that pass, and that's played out of possession. As we're joined here by one of our players here at Biggleswade United, Nash Segwaiter. How are you doing, Nash?
I'm okay. I'm great. Sorry for late.
You get stuck in traffic.
I didn't realise that.
So we're coming up for 16 minutes here on the clock. Biggleswade FC 1-0 up at the moment after an opening Tom Cookman goal for Biggleswade FC. A bit of a poacher's goal, poked it in just at the near post as Nick Elliott stands on the ball here. Probably coming up to about 30 yards away from goal. He's got a good strike on Nick Elliott, so it'll be interesting to see what he can make out of this. It looks like Kane Farrell on the left hand side there is just pushing up, just to give Nick Elliott another option. Nick just stands over the ball, waiting for the referee to set the wall. As the referee blows his whistle, Nick Elliott steps up, dinks it into the box. Oh, that was close. Lee Bilcock drifted in at the back post, but maybe just impeded by the defender. The ball's gone out for a corner kick.
Goal kick, isn't it?
Sorry, goal kick, yeah. Well picked up. My mistake. Goal kick to Biggleswade FC. And they play it short. Out to the left wing there to the Biggleswade FC number 6. And they just play themselves out of trouble across the 18-yard box. Unfortunately, Biggleswade United just give the ball straight back to them. It's a good crowd here today, isn't it, Nash?
Yeah, very busy. I didn't expect it to be this busy, and it took me obviously longer to park because, you know, there's never seen this many people at a game before at this level, you know, which is good.
Yeah, it's a decent turnout here today. I think in recent times, the most people we've had through the gates, I think, was about 300, or when we played Dunstable at Christmas a couple of years ago. If you remember that?
I remember that game. Yeah.
It was a great
part of that. Then
you were part of that. For those of you who don't know, Nash is currently injured. You've had a bit of a bad time of it, LA, haven't you, Nash?
Yeah, it's I had last year. I broke my fibula, which that was the first game of last season, and also that took me out for the rest of the year. And then I was training again this year, and then happened to kind of rupture my left Achilles, and then that's put me out for a long time this year again. But you know, gonna work hard. Hopefully back by midway through the season, I'd say.
Certainly be good to have you back. You were one of the players of the season a few seasons back, weren't you?
I was, yeah. I picked up a couple of awards after the season. I felt really good that season. It's the first year I really enjoyed my football. You know, I was playing all the time. I felt important. But then, after I was looking obviously to kick on, season going, but that was the disappointing bit. So it's hard to watch games like this because I want to be involved. But I guess that's the life of being a footballer, I guess.
Yeah, it's the thing with non-league football, isn't it? You pick up injuries, it affects your work and all sorts. You don't necessarily get all the fantastic care that you get in the Premier League. But is what it is. We've just got to make do, haven't we? As Biggleswade FC have got a free kick here on the right wing. Looks like the Biggleswade FC number 11 Ryan Inskip is standing up to take this. As the ball right on the touchline there on the far right side, about level with the 18-yard box. Probably a whipped in swinger into the box here. Plays it low, and that's cleared there by Kane Farrell. As far as the number 2, the Biggleswade FC rebounds to Lee Bilcock, who gets rid of that, and that's played out wide there to Zach Garfey, who sees Nick Elliott infield, tries to play the pass but gets intercepted. As we're coming up to about 18 minutes. Sorry, correction, we're coming up to about 20 minutes here on the clock now. Biggleswade FC still leading 1-0 after that opening Tom Cookman goal. About 4 minutes in. Biggleswade FC have largely been on top in this game. Biggleswade United have come back into the last couple of minutes, got a bit of possession, but haven't been able to create anything meaningful so far. But as we saw in the game last week, Biggleswade United were trailing 1-0 in the same sort of circumstances to Leverstock Green, but came back to win that game 5-2. Ooh, and a half-volley shot there by the Biggleswade FC. Number 7, I think it was, on the edge of the box, Tom Coles, but has pulled that wide of the left-hand post. As Josh Mollison, the under-18s goalkeeper for Biggleswade United, is making just his second start, steps up to take the goal kick. He had a great game last week. He was maybe at fault for the first goal, but after that he was in very good form and has certainly impressed Christian Colas enough to put him back in the starting lineup for today's game. And Lee Bilcock just puts that out for a Biggleswade FC throw on that left wing. He's come back into the team after a few games out, Lee Bilcock. He's certainly cemented his place back in the side alongside Andrew Wednio, who's the brother of Dave, who plays up front for us. And they're identical twins, which always makes things a little bit tricky to identify them. Have you got that confused yet, Nash?
Yeah, I used to, funny enough, I used to play with Andrew at college when I was around 16, 17. And I would see him at college as well, and I couldn't work out which one's which, so I would just say kind of, how you doing, mates, kind of thing, just because I still, now I'm kind of getting to know them, getting to see them more together, I can kind of work out who's who, you know.
Is there any identifiable differences between them?
Yeah, I think once you get to know them, you can see facially there, it's obvious enough if you spend enough time with them, I guess. But on the pitch, I'm guessing you would get confused if it's the first time you've met them.
About 22 minutes here on the clock. Biggleswade FC still leading 1-0. It's a decent crowd here at United today. There's 3 teams in Biggleswade, for those of you that that haven't come across Biggleswade United before. 3 teams in Biggleswade. Got Biggleswade FC and Biggleswade United who are playing here today, and Biggleswade Town, one of the other local rivals that are just playing across town at 3 o'clock. So I'd imagine there'll probably be a fair exodus of fans later on in the game that will go over and watch that game as well. But it's good to have so much football here in the local town of Biggleswade. As the number 1 for Biggleswade FC, Daniel Green, pumps the ball long out to the left hand wing. Zach Garfey picks that up, heads that infield, and the referee's blown for a free kick there. A lot of contention. The fans are not happy about that at all. Seems okay though. Biggleswade FC player just down, just holding his ankle, but looks okay. Doesn't look in too much pain. Nick Elliott, the Biggleswade United captain, just gone over to have a quick word with the referee. Looks like there might be a card here for Zach Garfey for a late challenge. This game's always going to have a little bit of heat about it. Local rivals.
I expected, probably more bookings in this half, especially Tom Cookman. I'm surprised probably hasn't been booked yet.
But Tom Cookman, for those of you who don't know, has over the last few seasons had a bit of a reputation for picking up yellow and red cards. He certainly did when he was at Biggleswade United. So I think there's been a bit of a banter on Twitter about that. I think the Biggleswade United fans have been goading him a little bit to try and see if they can pressure him into making a silly decision. But we'll wait and see how that goes ahead, as Andrew Wedno is fouled there. The Biggleswade United number 5 brings the ball back into possession. As we're coming up for about 25 minutes on the clock here. Hoping 25 minutes, and Biggleswade FC still 1-0 up. Move the ball inside as Tom Cookman, number 9, gets on the ball. Well intercepted there by Lee Bilcott, but it looks like he's getting offside against Tom Cookman, who's playing just on the right hand wing there. Drifted out wide, got in some space, picked up the ball. Have you seen the last few minutes, Richard?
It's all got a little bit scrappy, to be honest, Chris. The ball's bogged down a little bit in midfield. United's still struggling to find their passing rhythm. FC had a couple of corners, but not really looked too threatening. Other than that, I would say they've scored off the only real clear chance of the game so far.
Yeah, there hasn't really been a huge amount created today, it has to be said, considering the type of football that both teams are becoming round for liking to play. It's interesting that there's been so few chances. It's been quite a scrappy game in the middle of the park, as Kane Farrell just gets tackled there. The ball picked up by the number 2 for Biggleswade FC. Adam Hunt wins the ball, but the ball's gone out for a throw-in. As Stuart Bimson, the assistant coach for Biggleswade United, stands on the touchline, tries to direct proceedings, just giving the players a few instructions. How useful is that as a player, Nash, hearing the coach giving instructions from the sideline?
Yeah, sometimes I think it's very good sometimes, because now I'm a coach myself. I understand a little bit more that, there's a reason the coach is giving you instructions. He needs you to do that because he can see again a lot better than that. But sometimes when you're a player, you're in the heat of the moment, it can be a bit overwhelming, and sometimes it's good that he does it, but sometimes it's too much for the players, to take you on board once adrenaline is going through your veins and blah blah blah. So, but now as more of a coach, I understand it and I do it all the time more than I wanted to hear as a player. But yeah.
You're coaching with the Biggleswade United Academy, aren't you, at the moment?
I am, yeah. I'm coaching the under-8s, which I started this year, and I'm also doing with the under-23s, which I just recently took over for them, which is exciting to work with them. And when I started, we weren't doing very well, but we've kind of picked up recently, so it's exciting for me.
Very good, developing the kids from young to bring through the academy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a player myself and I still want to play, but then so I have that kind of experience, and hopefully I can pass that on to the younger players. Most of my players are 20 and under, and I've got 6 years over them, and I understand this level a lot more. So
very good, very good. It's always good to hear of the work that's going on with the academy, as Biggleswade FC pump the ball into the box, but it looks like it's headed out there by Nick Elliott, as the number 2 for Biggleswade FC retains possession, drives into the box, puts the ball in, and that's just narrowly over the bar, just over the head of Josh Mollison there. That was very close. That could have been 2-0, but it's gone out for a goal kick. It's certainly the way that Biggleswade United are developing at the moment, isn't it, Nash? That they're looking to invest a lot of time and effort into the youth and bring them through. How good has it been, part of that, and working with people like Frank Constancio, the head of the academy?
Yeah, it's good. I've known Fran obviously since he came here. I was here. I think we probably started in the same month, and he was an assistant coach then. But then he's moved on to be an academy role, and we didn't have all the teams, did we? You know, a couple of years ago, from under sevens until, you know, the first team, which is now we've started to develop, and is good. We all have meetings where we have a certain way we want to develop our players, and we kind of give our opinions in agreements, disagreements, but we're all working on the same part, from obviously being kids to hopefully playing for the first team. So that's our goal anyway.
Yeah, it's great to see how the academy's been developing here at Biggleswade United. As we come to about the 28th minute here on the clock, Biggleswade FC still leading 1-0. It's been about the only chance of the game, and they went 1-0 from a near post poacher's goal from Tom Cookman after about 4 minutes. As Jade and Irish look to move the ball forward, but just intercepted, but Biggleswade United recover possession of the ball as it goes into the feet of Lee Bilcock. Here plays it short in to Carlos Carrera, and then out to Andrew Wedno, sorry. Make that distinction because there are identical twins within the team here at Biggleswade United. Biggleswade United are just struggling to get into their rhythm. It has to be said today. That's good play there by Andrew Wedno. Retains possession, plays it back out wide into the feet of Lee Bilcock. Just trying to create some angles, just trying to be patient, trying to get on the ball. Abraham Easy just miscontrols the ball there. Top goal scorer, Abraham Easy, scored 10 goals in 14 appearances so far this season. He's certainly developed well, came up through the under-23s last season, broke into the Biggleswade United first team at the end of last season, has really cemented himself as a first team regular. And have you spoken to him much over these last couple of months, Nash, about how he's fitting in?
Yeah, I remember I spoke to him. He played the first game of the season with me, and he played on the left. And I remember he was kind of he's a pacey winger, he's fast, but because he's young, he didn't understand how to make it uncomfortable for the defender. So I used to have chats with him, and I still do now, where he's still learning obviously, and he kept the ball stat, and it was easy for defenders to play against him. And obviously he moved down to the under-23s after those games, and I think he's developed, and now he's come back this year into the first team, and he looks a lot different player. Even now, I kind of try, it's that coach inside me that think I know he can do so much better, I know we can get so much more out of him. He has the potential for that, so, you know, I can see him going really far. Now obviously you can tell that he's improved, he's enjoying his game, he's playing probably in his favourite position now, and he's getting goals, which is important.
And see if we can get on the score sheet here as Biggleswade United forced a corner after a good bit of play down the right hand side. It was James Cooper who got the ball in. It was deflected out for a corner. Biggleswade United have been working a lot on set pieces recently, and have certainly been showing more promise from set pieces, as it looks like Ross Taylor, number 11 for Biggleswade United, is going to stand on this, going to whip this in, whips it into the back post, and that's over hit. There's no one coming in there at the back post, and that's gone out for a Biggleswade FC throw, as we're about 32 minutes on the clock here at Biggleswade United. Biggleswade FC still leading 1-0 after an opening goal from Tom Cookman after about 4 minutes. Got in at the near post at the far end of the pitch and poached a good striker's goal in at the near post, and Josh Mollison, the Biggleswade United keeper, just couldn't get on the end of it, as Biggleswade United force a throw in here high up the pitch on that left wing. Ross Taylor again, looks like he's going to release the ball here to number 17 Kane Farrell. He plays it inside to Abraham Easy, back to Kane Farrell, back to Abraham Easy again as he draws the player in, and he seems to be protesting there he thinks it's a free kick, but it's gone up for throw. Biggleswade have really struggled to retain possession so far in these last couple of minutes. What do you think, Richard?
I would say actually it's been a little bit better in the last 4 or 5 minutes. They've failed to create a clear-cut opening, but I would say the ball has spent more time up in the Biggleswade FC half and penalty area. There's been the first corner of the game, some decent interplay in the Biggleswade FC half, and that I suppose does represent some form of improvement on what we've seen so far.
Yeah. So there's probably about 12 minutes here left of the first half, as Biggleswade United get back in possession. Ball played out from Lee Bilcock out to James Cooper, the number 3. Looks to go long here. Zach Carthy, he's got width here on the right hand side. Whips the ball into the box. Nick Elliott gets on it, but just toe ends it into the goalkeeper's hands. It's a bit more promising for Biggleswade United, looking to get full, but it's still tight, still 1-0. Still plenty of opportunities left in this game. Biggleswade United do tend to grow into games as the minutes go by, as Kane Farrell, the number 17, recovers possession for Biggleswade, but a soft pass there intercepted by the number 2 for Biggleswade FC, Adam Hunt, as they play the ball backwards, just play it across the line back to the goalkeeper, just trying to keep possession, stay patient. He plays it long. It's like Lee Bilcock wins the ball, heads it back in. Bit of head tennis going on here. Biggleswade FC win a throw in on the right hand side. Coming up to the 35th minute in the first half. About 10 minutes left to go of this first half. See if Biggleswade United can force their way back into this game as they win a free kick on the left side. A derisory cheer there from the Biggleswade United fans. Maybe feel that a foul in their favour has been overdue, as Abraham Easy wins that, and looks like Nick Elliott's going to get back on this ball, the Biggleswade United number 6. How did you see that, Richard?
Well, yeah, I mean, the fans over that end obviously, as you said, feel that it was a little bit overdue. It looked from this point of view maybe a little bit soft, but we'll take what we can get. Hopefully Nick Elliott can get a good ball in now, and we can see an equaliser.
Yeah, it would be good to get an equaliser at this stage in the game coming up. 10 minutes roughly to half time. The ball whipped in here, and it's pinging around. Oh, blimey, that Nick Elliott's taken out there, laying on the floor. Number 6, he looks in pain. There's both players down. And the referee is going in now. That was very feisty, it has to be said. The referee stopped the play for a free kick on halfway, but he's come back, and it looks like the number 9, Tom Cookman for Biggleswade FC, and Nick Elliott, the captain number 6 for Biggleswade United, both went in for that challenge, and it looks like Tom Cookman might have come off worse for wear there. Nick Elliott's certainly not happy about that, but the referee play on for that, and is pulled back for a free kick on the halfway. I think it's just called on the physio to have a look at the Biggleswade FC number 9, Tom Cookman. And looks like the referee's just pulling back the Biggleswade FC number 7, Carlos Correa Diaz. Is he going to have a word with him here, or is he going to produce a card? He's reaching into his pocket, and he's just produced a yellow card there. The Biggleswade United fans not happy about that at all.
I'd say that's a little bit harsh, Chris, given the robust challenges that went before. I'd say to give a yellow card there was harsh. I'd also say Nick Elliott was probably right to feel a bit aggrieved that he didn't get a free kick there. Could easily have been given. Maybe another case of would have been given in the Premier League, but in the 9th tier of English football, maybe you're not going to get those decisions. But certainly was a fair bit of contact.
And Nick is definitely one of those players that once he gets riled up, his performance level tends to increase. He tends to like the physicality as he pushes forward here. He's looking to get on the ball, moves the ball out wide to James Cooper, the number 3. It's a great little 1-2 there between James Cooper and Jaden Irish, and whips the ball in, but completely miskicks that, and the ref looks to have missed a late challenge there on Jaden Irish. Jaden's just got up, just down, holding his feet. Not a happy boy there at all. As we're about 38 minutes here on the clock, Biggleswade FC winning 1-0. It's been a tight game so far. Not many opportunities produced by either side, it has to be said. And nonetheless, Biggleswade FC are leading 1-0 after an opening goal on the 4-minute mark from Tom Cookman, who was a former fans' favourite here at United. A couple of seasons ago moved over to Biggleswade FC and is starting here today, certainly giving the defence a little bit of something to think about. There's a decent crowd here at United. It's got to be a good couple of hundred people within this stadium today. Above average attendance, particularly for this time of year as the weather gets a bit cold. People want to stay in and maybe do a bit of Christmas shopping or watch the films on TV, but they've certainly come out in force here today. As the goalkeeper here for Biggleswade FC, Daniel Green, looks to hit the ball long, clear it out towards halfway line, and that's intercepted there by Nick Elliott, but misplaces the pass to number 10, Lee Northfield for Biggleswade FC. Ball played long down the channel, intercepted there by Andrew Wedno, who heads it into the hands of the Biggleswade United goalkeeper Josh Mollison, who plays for the Biggleswade United under-18s, but because of injuries he's stepped up into the first team setup for only his second game. His debut was last week against Leverstock-Green, a 5-2 victory at home. Did a good job, and Christian Colas felt him worthy to put him into the first team setup again today as Biggleswade United win a throw in here. Looks like James Cooper is going to take this on the right hand side. It's coming up to the 40th minute here in the first half of Biggleswade United versus Biggleswade FC. As Nick Elliott shrugs off the defender there, strike with his left foot, volley, but pulls that wide of the post.
No clear-cut chances, but I would certainly say this is the best spell in the game for United so far. We've managed to get a couple of shots off. We've certainly had a lot more possession and territory than we did in the first 15-20 minutes. United in the ascendancy, but hopefully as we head towards half-time we can just create that one clear chance that might be needed to get that equaliser.
What do you think, Nash, in this position? What would, in your experience, Christian and Stu be saying at half-time?
I think we've got to stay patient. I think even though what I've seen so far, it's been very cagey between both teams, and I think it's very tactical. There's not been many chances created, but we have to stay patient. I think there's another half to go, and if we start trying to force things too early, then you might leave yourself open. So I'd say, especially in the last 5-10 minutes, we've created a couple of chances, nothing come of it, but I think it's coming. So I think just keep things as they go in, and I think, yeah, we'll get a goal.
Would you be tempted to make any changes so far at half-time for the second half, or would you wait 5-10 minutes, see how it goes, and then make a decision from there?
No.
With your coach's hat on?
For now, I don't tend to make changes at half-time unless it's very necessary. So now I think there isn't any obvious changes to make. I think it is very tactical. If anything, I'd probably bring on, I'll probably make the game a bit more wider if it was kind of up to me, because it's very tight in the middle and the balls is sort of between both teams. No one's really kicking the ball that well, so maybe I'd make the pitch a bit wider.
Would you be tempted to bring someone like Jaden back into midfield, then maybe stretch up front and bring Charisma on, because he's certainly got pace?
Yes, Charisma is actually one of our under-23 players, and we played him. I know he comes to first team and he plays striker, but midweek we played him on the right hand side. He stressed the game, and he changed the game when he came. When he played the last 20 minutes, and the game was completely different. His pace, they can't keep up to him. So he's a very good option to bring on last 15-20 minutes, I'd say.
Yeah, that was just called offside there against Biggleswade FC, but the referee pulls it back for a rolling ball. There's about 3 minutes left here of the first half. Biggleswade United trailing 1-0 to Biggleswade FC after a goal after just 4 minutes. It's a near post poaching goal from Tom Cookman. Just got the ball ahead of Biggleswade goalkeeper Josh Mollison and put the ball into the right hand corner of the net. As you say, Nash, this has certainly been a cagey game, so it'll be interesting to see whether Christian and Stuart do make some changes for Biggleswade United, try and open the game up, stretch it a little bit. As Biggleswade United win another free kick here, about 5-10 yards inside the Biggleswade FC half. Looks like Kane Farrell, the number 17 for Biggleswade United, is going to stand on this. He's got a great delivery, Kane Farrell. Completed 15 assists from left back last season, believe it or not, so he certainly knows how to get the ball forward and get into positions to allow scoring opportunities. He whips the ball in here just on the edge of the 18-yard box, and Carlos Correa-Diaz gets on the ball there for Biggleswade United, but plays it, overplays the ball, and it goes out for a throw-in. Abraham Easy just couldn't quite control that. Tried to drag it back on the touchline, but it looks like it's gone out for a throw. As we come up to half time here at Biggleswade United, only a minute or so left to play, plus any particular injury time that the referee deems appropriate. As Biggleswade FC just move the ball around here in their own third, just trying to retain possession. Carlos Correa-Diaz lost the ball forward. Biggleswade just relinquished possession again. The number 3, Josh Holmes, moves forward for Biggleswade FC, plays it wide, back in field to number 4 of Biggleswade FC, but plays the ball out left to Tom Cookman, and Tom Cookman just gets caught offside. He's certainly playing a tight line, Tom Cookman. He's been caught offside a number of times here. Biggleswade United just slowly get back in position, and the referee calls half time there in this match for Biggleswade United versus Biggleswade FC. Currently 1-0 to Biggleswade FC after 4 minutes. We shall sign off here, and we shall see you for the second half in about 15 minutes time. See you then.
United half-time substitution going off, Carlos Correa-Diaz, coming on, Matt Cooper.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back here to Second Meadow for the second half of Biggleswade United versus Biggleswade FC, as Biggleswade United kick off here. Biggleswade United playing in red, Biggleswade FC playing in green. It's a local derby here in Biggleswade. It's the first time this season as Biggleswade FC got promoted last year into this division, so it's certainly a fixture that people have been anticipating for an extended period of time. Biggleswade FC currently leading 1-0 after a 4-minute goal from Tom Cookman at the bottom far end of the pitch. A close range poached goal by Tom Cookman, who used to play for Biggleswade United a couple of seasons ago but moved across town to Biggleswade FC, as Josh Mollison here takes the kick. The goal kick goes into the feet of Nick Elliott, who unfortunately is dispossessed. And if you didn't hear Tracy James on the mic a few minutes ago, been a substitution for Biggleswade United. Carlos Correa-Diaz has come off, and Matt Cooper has come on in his place by the looks of things, just as a way of shoring up the midfield, as a ball's played towards Matt Cooper there, the number 15, but just dispossessed. As the referee calls for a throw-in to Biggleswade FC. Moved inside there to the number 4 for Biggleswade, Pat McCafferty, but Biggleswade United retain possession. Biggleswade FC probably had the better of the game so far. It's been pretty cagey in truth. It's been pretty even. Biggleswade United will certainly be looking to get into this game quickly into the second half, as James Cooper moves down the right hand side here for Biggleswade United, whips the ball into the box. Lee Bilcott takes the first touch, directs it goalwards, but unfortunately just can't keep the ball under control, and the goalkeeper for Biggleswade FC, Daniel Green, comes out and recovers possession. Joined by quite a large crowd here at Biggleswade United today. It's probably greater than the average numbers we get here at Second Meadow. I think about 200 plus through the gate today. Partly in due to the game being moved forward to half-1 as a result of the upcoming Christmas holidays. Games have been moved forward to allow people to travel to their various different destinations that they're going to for Christmas this year. Just gives you a little bit of extra travel time. And the local residents seem to have taken that opportunity to come down and watch a bit of local football, which is fantastic, as Kane Farrell there moves the ball into Zach Garfey, pings back off to Andrew Wedno, who's the brother of our striker Dave. As Kane Farrell loses possession there in midfield for Biggleswade United. Biggleswade FC have certainly turned up to play football here today, and they're doing a very good job of it, leading 1-0. We're coming towards the 49th minute of the game, and the referee just called a free kick right on the edge of the box there. It looks like he's going to be producing a card. It's interesting to see who this is for. Or was he booked in for diving? I don't think anyone quite expected that. I think there's a strange decision there by the referee. It looked like a fairly legitimate foul, but I think he's booked the number 3 for Biggleswade, Josh Holmes I think it was, for diving there on the edge of the box, which be interesting to see what sort of other decisions the referee comes up with us in the second half. I'm joined here by Richard Thomas, who's our match reporter for last season. He's come back to join us for today's game. It's good to have you, Richard.
Thanks very much. I have to say I was absolutely amazed by that decision. I mean, lucky for us that it went the way it did, but it did look a clear foul, and it would have been a free kick in a very dangerous position, giving FC the chance to extend their lead. But we'll take what we can. But it did look a bizarre decision from the referee, to be honest.
Yeah, we've had this referee a number of times, and he's been fairly consistent actually. So it's unusual to see a decision like that, but at the end of the day, he's much closer to the match action than we are, so we can't criticise too much, can we, Richard?
Absolutely not. We'll take those kinds of decisions all day long.
We're joined here by our Vice President and local MP, Alistair Burt, who's just sitting a number of seats away from us, enjoying the match action. It's good to have him here. I'm sure we'll be nipping just down the road to see Biggleswade Town play at 3 o'clock. Great lover of football is Alistair. Bury Town fan, I believe, is that right? Bury FC, sorry, Bury FC. And plays as the number 9 for the parliamentary team, I believe, as well, star striker. A few goals over the years, so I'm led to believe. As the ball's miscontrolled there by Kane Farrell for Biggleswade United. Biggleswade FC back in possession here with a throw-in. Tom Cookman receives the ball there, brings it in close quarters, but ball recovered there by Abraham Easy. Watching Biggleswade FC just cannot quite make the most of that and play that out for a throw. Certainly was busy in the clubhouse at half time. There's a fair queue for the bar. But, thanks as ever to our various different staff here at Biggleswade United that allow everyone to get served with their teas and coffees and drinks of various different types. As Biggleswade United move forward down here down the right hand wing, Matt Cooper plays it into the feet of James Cooper, back to Matt Cooper, plays it back to James Cooper. Ball kept in close quarters. And Tom Cookman gets back on possession there for Biggleswade FC, drifts it inside, but little chipped ball forward, taken in by Adam Hunt, the number 2 for Biggleswade FC. Matt Cooper there recovers the ball for Biggleswade United, but lose possession. Biggleswade just being a bit too slow in possession in the middle of the park. Need to move the ball quickly and get this out wide and make the most of the width.
The second half started in a similar vein to how the first one did, as Biggleswade FC come down the left, with FC on top, United struggling a little bit to get into a momentum. They did manage to get some momentum shortly before half time, but were unable to create that real clear chance to force an equaliser. Hopefully it won't take them as long in this second half to find their form again.
As we come towards the 8th minute here of the second half, 53 minutes on the clock. Biggleswade FC, the opposition team, winning 1-0 as the referee calls for a free kick here just on the edge of the Biggleswade FC third. Looks like Matt Cooper's going to stand on this, look to deliver this in. Hopefully Biggleswade United can get on the score sheet fairly quickly in this second half and set up a competitive second half. As I'm joined here by Nash Guaita. You join me for the first half commentary. What you got there, Nash?
Just the orange juice.
Bit of orange juice. You driving?
I'm driving.
You're driving, good man. And that's a great strike there by Kane Farrell. From range, 20-25 yards, launched it into the bottom left-hand corner, but well saved there by Daniel Green in his orange jersey there for Biggleswade FC. Certainly can't miss him. Biggleswade United recover possession, get the ball back into the feet of James Cooper. He looks inside, but nothing showing. Plays the ball down the line, but just deflected out for a throw, and it calls people to get in a bit closer to condense the play a little bit, make it a little bit easier to play those 5-10 yard passes. Biggleswade certainly haven't got into a huge amount of rhythm today, it has to be said. Not the normal free-flowing football. As the ball comes to Zach Garfey, plays it back to Andrew Wenno, who looks wide. Kane Farrell in attendance, just jinks inside, looks to release the ball, but jinks inside. That's a great bit of play there by Kane Farrell. Plays it out left to Abraham Easy, just overruns the ball. Just been a bit out of the game today, Abraham Easy. He's good striker for Biggleswade United, scored 10 goals in 14 games. He certainly knows where the goal is, but has had a limited amount of opportunities today, unfortunately. Hasn't quite received the service that he normally would. And you've played a bit up top yourself, haven't you, Nash? What's that like when you're playing up top and the ball doesn't seem to come to you? Is it very easy and tempting to drift in and try and recover possession and make something happen for yourself?
It's difficult because the only way you can produce something is if you get that service, obviously, from the players around you. I only played striker for about 9-10 months, and most of it went well. The only time I struggled was we were playing more defensively, and I felt very isolated. And if you are the game for such long, you kind of get frustrated, and you don't tend to not do your normal things again, and then it's difficult to get in the game after that. Then, but there's 2 of them up there, so I think you'll come. I think.
As Biggleswade FC have the ball out on the left-hand wing, whips the ball in, but cleared just to about 20 yards from goal by Biggleswade United. Ball ping-balling around the box. As Adam Hunt, the number 2 for Biggleswade FC, receives the ball, plays it inside to the number 8, Connor Inskip. Ball drifted into the box. And that's called for offside. That's not a goal. That's been disallowed. Great piece of play there by Biggleswade FC. Just drifted the ball into the box. Up for header. Knocked it past the Biggleswade United goalkeeper there, Josh Mollison. But unfortunately for Biggleswade FC, that has been called for offside. They've certainly come out to play in this half, Biggleswade FC, as Josh Mollison unfortunately doesn't clear the ball particularly well. But Biggleswade United recover possession as Kane Farrell plays the ball out wide to Ross Taylor, who looks up the line, plays it infield. Abraham Easy tries to get a foot onto it, but unfortunately can't recover possession, and that's a throw into Biggleswade FC. As we're on about the 57th minute here of the game, 12 minutes gone here in the second half. Biggleswade FC leading 1-0. On a good run of form, Biggleswade FC have won 4 of their last 5 games. As unfortunately Biggleswade United have only won once, drawing once and losing 3 times, so it's certainly a bit of an erratic vein of form for Biggleswade United, and they certainly haven't been able to get into rhythm today, that's for sure, as Jayden Irish looks to hold the ball up. It's certainly something that he's added to his game in recent weeks. Jayden Irish, traditionally a midfielder that's moved up front, as Abraham Easy recovers the ball on the edge of the box for United, but dispossessed. As Biggleswade FC look to break, number 7 Tom Coles moves it into the feet of Tom Cookman, back to Tom Coles again. He drifts into the middle of the park, being shut down by 3 or 4 Biggleswade United players there, and unfortunately ball forward goes out for a goal kick. Biggleswade United will certainly be looking to try and recover some degree of rhythm here and get going, because this has certainly been a bit of a broken game so far. Certainly haven't been able to put together much attacking play as it has been so far in these opening 60 minutes or so. What do you think Biggleswade United need to do to get back into this game, Nash?
For me, I think it's important to kind of go back to basics in a sense. I think we're still trying to we're still trying to play the long ball where, the confidence is a little bit low at the moment. So I think make those 5-yard passes, make the easy things, do the little easy things and build a confidence up, and then things, you'll start working out then, I think.
Christian's obviously made a tactical change at half-time, bringing on Matt Cooper in the middle of the park in place of Carlos. Matt Cooper traditionally is a more defensive-minded player, tends to get on the ball, break up play, so he's certainly seen an element here whereby we need to recover possession of the ball, try to get some sort of flow going, as Biggleswade FC here force a corner. Let's see if Biggleswade FC can double their lead here over United. 15 coming up for 15 minutes gone in the second half, 60 minutes coming up on the clock As Biggleswade FC lead 1-0. As the ball's whipped in here at the near post, headed out there by Lee Bilcock. He's done well in recent weeks to force himself back into the team. He's formed a reasonable partnership with Andrew Wednio. Unfortunately, Biggleswade United relinquished possession once again. It's certainly been uncharacteristic of Biggleswade United so far in today's game. Certainly struggled to get in possession and stay in possession, which is a very different way of playing, considering how Christian Curlis likes to set the team up.
Yeah, especially after the last game as well. They won 5-2. You know, confidence should be brewing. You know, but obviously derbies, things are different. All tactics kind of go out the window a little bit, and you know, you're a bit more nervous. You know, it's kind of disappointing to see at the moment, but I think they just need to be patient, and I think maybe a couple of changes just to, you know, stress the game a little bit better. I think that's needed for the game, I think.
You think coming into this last half an hour or so of the game, Biggleswade might make a few changes to open things up going forward?
Yeah, I think that's very important, especially if they stay in the game. They keep it at 1-0 for now. It's not, you know, 1-0, you're still in the game. So it's one goal and it changes everything. So keep it at 0-0, keep it at 1-0, and then last 15-20 minutes, you know, inject some real pace and then start taking risk, and then the goal will come, I'm sure of it.
Christian is certainly a patient manager, and I know he tries to sort of extract every opportunity out of every minute. He certainly won't be panicking, but you think him and Stu will be talking about how to open this up in the last sort of half an hour of the game?
I think he would have seen this from the first half. He needed to change the game, so, you know, I trust in him, and I know he probably has something up his sleeve to change the game. I don't think he's going to, you know, let the game finish like this, because we really need to create something. Whereas Biggleswade FC, all they need to do is not to concede and they win the game. So Christian will understand that we need to break them up, and there is players on the bench that can do that. So I expect to see a change, you know, in the 5-10 minutes, I think.
Biggleswade FC move the ball forward, but whip the ball in. Josh Mollison's equal to it, the Biggleswade United keeper. 62 minutes on the clock here. Biggleswade FC, our opposition, are currently leading 1-0. As Andrew Wedno just holds on to the ball, plays it out wide to Lee Bilcock, plays it back inside to Josh Mollison, who clears the ball long. Biggleswade FC recover possession. Biggleswade United just trying to stay patient, just trying to open up an opportunity. As Abraham Easy bombs down the left-hand side here, takes it round number 5. Is he going to open his body up? Looks inside to Jay Irish. Oh, Biggleswade United just can't make that opportunity pay. It's a great piece of work there by Abraham Easy to bomb down the left-hand side. Looked inside. Jay Irish just couldn't quite get a shot away. Matt Cooper was there in attendance and tried to get the shot off with the left foot. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a scuff shot and went straight into the goalkeeper's hands for Biggleswade FC. But it's a good opportunity there for Biggleswade United. It certainly shows that they can open up Biggleswade FC when they want to.
Yeah, that's it. That's the example. I was just saying that we need to be patient. The chances will come, and we know we're better. As the longer the game's on, the better we will start playing, and we'll keep the ball better than them. They look tired already, and I think this is only going to work in our hands. The only thing that we need to do is we need to score. That's the only difference. So, but chances are coming, and if you get easy on the ball, 1v1s, it's going to destroy your player for pace. So get him on the ball as much as we can, and then another change in the next few minutes, and I think, you know, we'll get more chances.
United have certainly got some pace on the bench in the form of Chris Magumang. He can certainly terrorise the defence when he wants to. Came on in the game against Leverstock Green last week and scored from the bench, so he's certainly got the ability to come on and influence the game. As Biggleswade FC move the ball forward into the middle of the park, one-on-one there with Andrew Wenyo, but he's equal to it. Clears the ball out wide to Tom Cookman on the left wing. The referee hasn't seen here that it's an offside call against Tom Cookman. As we come into about the 20th minute here of the second half. coming up for about 65 minutes here on the clock. Biggleswade FC still leading 1-0. Again, a good turnout of people here for today's match. Certainly seems to have struck a chord with the locals, bringing the game forward to half-1. Well recovered there by Lee Bilcock. He got round Tom Cookman to recover the ball back to Josh Mollison, the Biggleswade United keeper. Zach Garfey in possession. Looks out wide, sees Lee Bilcock inside. He plays it across the line to Andrew Wedno into the feet of Kane Farrell. Just jinks inside, back to Andrew Wedno again. Biggleswade United certainly not afraid to pass the ball around at the back and retain possession, but unfortunately when opportunities like that come along, as Biggleswade FC recover possession, it certainly can create some negative opportunities. As Andrew Wedno recovers and pokes the ball out there for a throw-in. Sense of frustration here from the Biggleswade United fans. Thank you to all those who are following us at the moment on YouTube. It's great to have you with us. Please do comment on the live chat box on the right hand side. Let us know your thoughts on the game. We will try to respond to those if we can. If you haven't already, please subscribe and follow us on Twitter and Facebook and all the various different other platforms that you have available to you. It's great to hear from the fans, to hear what your thoughts are on the game and how you think we can move things forward. If you have any comments, please do let us know, as long as they're constructive. As Josh Mollison here, the under-18 goalkeeper for Biggleswade United, has forced himself into the Biggleswade United first team over the last couple of games, done a good job as well, been solid. As Biggleswade FC recover possession of the ball, just stifling Biggleswade United a little bit, struggling United to get on the ball and to retain possession. As Tom Cookman looks to get the ball forward, cuts it inside, but James Cooper is there to recover possession of the ball. Biggleswade United are a bit slow to break here as they relinquish possession again. The number 11, Ryan Inskip, gets on the ball. Unfortunately, again, players time after time just relinquishing possession. No one's able to keep hold of the ball as Abraham Easy bombs down the left hand side, looks to jink inside, runs down the passes number 9, cuts back inside. There's a calls from the Biggleswade United fans there for a penalty kick, but that's cleared out for a throw, and the referee has awarded a throw in there to Biggleswade United. Abraham Easy certainly not happy about that, just down his haunches, having a little think. Certainly wasn't overly happy about that decision, felt that he deserved a penalty kick there. Looks like Biggleswade United preparing to make a change here. Charisma Agumang is getting into his kit, taking off his jacket, as Jaden Irish works really hard there on the right hand wing to win the ball back into possession. Matt Cooper jinks inside, gets the ball away but scuffs as Kane Farrell hits the ball from range, but that goes well wide of the goal. As I said, looks like Biggleswade United looking to make a change here. We'll wait and see who comes off, but Charisma Agumang looks like he's really coming on to stretch the game up front. It's only 1-0. Biggleswade FC leading 1-0 at the moment as we're in the 23rd minute of the second half. 68 minutes on the clock. Just what we were talking about earlier on, wasn't it, Ash, that Charisma was always an opportunity to, was always an option to bring on in the second half, particularly as the clock runs down to stretch the Biggleswade FC defence.
Exactly, like in the last few minutes, the way Easy's been playing is similar to the way Charisma will be playing, and I'm guessing he's probably going to play more on the right hand side. I'm not sure who he's going to bring off. He's going to keep 2 strikers, but he is that option. He can play in both positions and he will stretch the game.
So Nick Elliott drives forward into the box, loses possession of the ball, but the referee has called a free kick there by the looks of things. It might have just been a late challenge in there from Nick. As Biggleswade FC just take a breather here, just recover the ball, look to take the free kick from the edge of the box. It's been a fairly fast-paced game so far. today, so both teams I'm sure will be glad for a momentary pause so they can catch their breath.
It will suit Biggleswade FC more now. They will, every opportunity they'll try and slow the game down, trying to knock us off our rhythm. And this, you know, for them this is going perfectly, but we need to press a little bit more, and they will make a mistake. They look tired already. Yeah.
It's Biggleswade FC just crowd out Kane Farrell there, force a throw in, or free kick rather, I should say, to Biggleswade United. The referee just felt that warranted a foul, and it looks like it could be a double change here for Biggleswade United.
Biggleswade FC substitution going off is number 7 Tom Coles. Coming on is number 17 Alex Marsh. And for Biggleswade United substitutions going off Jaden Irish. Coming on is number going off is number 11 Ross Taylor. Coming on is number 14 Carissa Agman.
Looks like a double substitute. Andrea Wedno, the number 5 for Biggleswade United, has come off. Jordan Wright has come on. And Ross Taylor, the number 11 for Biggleswade United, has come off. And Charisma Agyemang has come on.
Wedno, coming on, Jordan Wright.
So a like-for-like swap there between Jordan Wright and Andrea Wedno. And Ross Taylor, who is playing on the left wing, has been substituted off, and it looks like Charisma's been brought on, so this is a very attacking change. That second change there for Biggleswade United, definitely an attacking change in mind. Don't know whether Andrew Oweno is maybe suffering with a little bit of a knock. It's a straight change for Jordan Wright. Jordan Wright certainly a very capable centre-back, particularly coming forward on the ball. Certainly likes to get on the ball and drift it into midfield and create a difficult option for, tactically at least, for the opposition midfield. Certainly not forward to bring the ball forward and give the midfield something to think about. So it'll be interesting to see whether he's able to affect the game as he brings the ball forward into midfield and looks to engage the forward line. Josh Morrison clears the ball here for Biggleswade United, but the number 4 for Biggleswade FC, Pat McCafferty, heads the ball back in midfield, but Biggleswade United in possession. A little interchange there by Abraham Easy and James Cooper, but just doesn't quite come off. Still trying to work the play, Biggleswade United, but Biggleswade FC are certainly keeping things tight as we come into the 27th minute here of the second half. 72 minutes on the clock as Biggleswade FC still winning 1-0. Biggleswade United still trying to get back in this game as Matt Cooper intercepts the play. Plays the ball forward as Charisma Agyemang drifts into the box, opens his body up. Oh, just a scuff shot into the arms of the Biggleswade FC goalkeeper. It's a great opportunity there to go 1-1.
Yeah, that was Christmas. You know, he started that move. He went to put pressure on the defender. He forced him to make mistakes, and from that mistake, we had a shot on goal, which is he will keep doing that because he's so fast. He'll get to places. Personally, I think he would have been, for his legs, for his pace, he would have been better on the wing. As a fullbacks now will be struggling, I think.
Jordan Wright rather, just plays it coolly back to Josh Morrison. He clears the ball into midfield. Bit of head tennis there, back in the middle of the midfield as Biggleswade FC retain possession. This is certainly where Biggleswade United look to put pressure on the opposition in the last 20 minutes. They play very much a possession-based game and look to pin the opposition back into their half, so it'll be interesting to see how they affect that in the next 15-20 minutes. As we're coming up to the 29th minute here of the second half, 15-16 minutes plus stoppage on the clock. Biggleswade FC 1-0 up. This will certainly be a disappointing result for United if they lose at home to their local rivals. As Zach Garfey wins a free kick there, not happy about that at all. Looks like Jaden Irish has dropped back into midfield. He was playing up top earlier on, but with the change of Charisma Agyemang coming on, it looks like Jaden Irish has just dropped back into midfield, pack that midfield out, make it a little bit more solid. He's certainly got a lot of tools in his box, hasn't he?
Well, Jaden, yeah, I used to play with him. Stop folding. He was always a defensive midfielder for me. So when recently he's been playing strike, which has surprised me because I don't think he's ever scored a goal the whole time I've played with him. But he's he's a strong guy. He can hold the ball up well, and I think he brings something different, to the team.
Yeah, he's certainly able to hold the ball up and engage the players around him. That's certainly something that we've seen over the last couple of weeks from Jayden. As you say, he hasn't unfortunately scored whilst he's been playing up front, but he's certainly been involved in a lot of the opportunities that have been created over the last couple of weeks. So, as you say, he definitely brings something that we don't maybe have here at Biggleswade United. Is a classic striker that can hold the play up, so he certainly brings that to the team as United just play the ball back, just retaining possession. Fortunately, the ball cleared by Josh Mollison is recovered by Biggleswade FC. Ball pinging around here in the centre of the park a little bit. Biggleswade FC drive forward. Pat McCafferty, he plays the ball out wide to the number 10, Lee Northfield. And this is a good opportunity here for Biggleswade FC, but that's some great defending there by Lee Bilcock. And Kane Farrell just loses possession in a really important area. Great defending there by Jordan Wright, body on the line. No holding back. Plays the ball down the line, down the left wing there to Kane Farrell as the ball's played inside towards Nick Elliott. Drifted into great position there, just in front of the 18-yard box for Biggleswade FC. Clear the ball for a throw. Little sidestep there by Jordan Wright. Very cool, very composed. Zach Garfey chopped down on the halfway line. Challenge from behind there from Tom Cookman. Just delayed on the ball there, Zach Garfey, and drew in the foul made from Tom Cookman. The referee's just having a word with him. He's got a little bit of a reputation for gaining yellow and red cards, isn't he, Nash? But he seems to have got away with it on this occasion.
Now I think obviously as he's got older, he's probably managing it a bit better. But when I used to play with him a couple of years ago, we'll expect a yellow card pretty much every game. Sometimes a red here and there. And I think he manages better now with age, I think. And I'm surprised he wasn't booked, so far.
Yeah, there's certainly a challenge from behind, which probably warranted maybe a yellow card, but the referee decided not to award it on that occasion. That's a great bit of chest control there from Nick Elliott as he plays it out wide to Abraham Easy, who drops inside, left-footed shot. Oh, and that's just deflected out for a corner kick. He certainly looks to open things up, Abraham Easy, but just hasn't quite forced it as yet. As it looks like Matt Cooper, the number 15 for Biggleswade United, is going to be taking this corner from the right-hand side. He's got a decent left-footed delivery, Matt Cooper, as he whips the ball in. Oh, out goes Lee Bilcock, number 4 for Biggleswade, on the head, but goes out for a goal kick yet again. And it looks like Biggleswade FC are going to make their second substitution of the game as we come into the 33rd minute of the second half. Still 1-0 to Biggleswade FC. It looks like the number 11 Ryan Inskip is going off for Biggleswade FC. Looks like this could be a double substitution, and just wait and see who goes off. It looks like Tom Cookman as well, the number 9 goal scorer on the 4th minute for Biggleswade FC. Looks like he's been substituted here. We shall inform you of which players for Biggleswade FC have come on as and when we see their shirt numbers. So double substitution, number 15 has come on, Nathan George for Biggleswade FC. So we'll wait and see whether that's a tactical change. So Tom Cookman might have just been struggling a little bit, went for a challenge earlier on, took a bit of a knock. So he's limping a little bit as he went off, so that may well be a injury-based substitution. It's Abraham Easy gets on the ball here for Biggleswade United, looks to force an opportunity down the right-hand side, whips the ball across, just forced a corner there. Forced a corner there for Biggleswade United as Matt Cooper looks to get on the ball again to take this corner from the right-hand side. As ever, please do continue to message us on YouTube. Send us your thoughts and comments. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you for following us here today as Matt Cooper looks to whip the ball in. It's a great corner across the box. And the ball's gone high into the... The ball's pinging around in the box. It was just cleared there by Biggleswade FC. That really was pinging around. And Jordan Wright. Oh my word. That was certainly 30 seconds there of pinball soccer. That was bouncing around all over the place, but Biggleswade FC right in there, like maybe a little bit there in that opportunity, but Biggleswade United just couldn't quite force that. We're coming to the 35th minute here of the second half. 10 minutes to go, 18 minutes on the clock. Biggleswade FC, the visitors, leading 1-0. It's a good atmosphere here at Second Meadow. Everyone's certainly up for this. Nick Elliott, Biggleswade United number 6 and captain, G's up his teammates, calling them to get back on this and get back into the game. Well recovered there by Biggleswade United. Forced the ball long, but Biggleswade FC recover for a throw-in on this left-hand side. Lee Bilcock urging the referee to get the game speeded up. Feels that Biggleswade FC are just taking their time, which is understandable in this situation. 1-0 up here against Biggleswade United. As Lee Bilcock gets back on the ball, pumps the ball long into that right-hand channel, and Nick Elliott gets on the ball here from range. Number 6, Nick Elliott drives into the box, looks to tuck back inside, just can't quite get a shot away. There's a shout of shoot there from Lee Bilcock, the Biggleswade United centre-back, just urging Nick to pull the trigger. But on this occasion, Biggleswade United just can't make the most of it as Kane Farrell drives forward. Loves to do that from the left-hand wing, cut inside and make things happen as Jay Irish holds up the ball. It's a great hold-up play by Jay Irish there, who plays the ball out wide to James Cooper, feeded down the right-hand channel into Chris Ragumang. He just looks to force things, but unfortunately that's gone out for a goal kick. Good 2-minute passes there by Biggleswade United. How do you see it, Nash?
Yeah, kept it well, but now, you know, like the corner, created chances. It's a little bit messy for me. I think we need to pass it a bit better, but now obviously last 10 minutes take a little bit more risk, so I expect it to go a bit longer now, but keep the ball, you know.
Low risk balls into the channels, you think, down those channels for Abraham and Charisma to get onto, to run onto, get behind the fullbacks.
Yeah, I think so far, because AFC, I think they've realised where our strength are, and they're doing their best to kind of rectify, to stop that happening. And so far, kind of working for them. Since Charisma's come on, they've stopped him playing his normal game, and he's getting more to free rather than his space, which is not his natural game. So, you know, for Biggleswade, this is working out perfectly, but for us, we need to force that now. I think we need to take more risks, because, yeah.
Need to force that, don't we? Get back in, get on the score sheet and back into this game. Biggleswade FC winning 1-0 so far. 38 minutes gone here in the second half. 83 minutes here on the clock, if my math serves me correctly. Biggleswade FC winning 1-0 after that goal on 4 minutes by Tom Cookman. As Biggleswade FC get an opportunity here on the edge of the box, Matt Cooper just gets in front of the Biggleswade forward, just ushers the ball out. Biggleswade FC retain possession. And that's a miscommunication there by Jordan Wright and Josh Mollison, the Biggleswade United keeper. Jordan Wright just let that go, thinking that Josh was coming up behind him to pick that up and recover the ball, but that's been forced out for a corner ball. Not the right time to having that sort of miscommunication happen. What do you reckon, Nash?
I think that decision comes from the keeper. He has to make that decision for Jordan. He has to either tell him see it or clear it. You know, that has to come from the keeper. I don't think keeper didn't hear a shout there, so Jordan kind of thought he was in a position to let the ball run back to him. But yeah, he's young. You have to understand that, but he needs to get that in his game. That communication is key at every opportunity. You have to make that decision for your defenders.
Yeah, got to make it easy for them, certainly, as the ball goes out here for a throw-in, and Jaden Irish Jaden Irish looks down here for United. Referee just stops play, comes back with Biggleswade United number 10 on the floor. Looks like he's holding his ankle, looks injured. He might have to make a substitution here, whether he can get up and continue going. Looks like he's going to try and run this one off. He's certainly a tough old cookie, is Jaden. He certainly doesn't go down for no reason, that's for sure. So hopefully he can he can run this off in the last 5 minutes here. 85 minutes on the clock. As Biggleswade FC still lead 1-0 in this local Biggleswade derby. Ball pumped forward here by United. Abraham Easy chasing. Biggleswade FC just recovered possession as they drift the ball into midfield. They've certainly played some decent football at times, Biggleswade FC. It's certainly been a tight game, but they are just edging this at the moment as they look to drift into the box on the left hand side. Witt's ball across the box. This could be 2-0. Good save there by Josh Mollison. Right position, right time, good bit of goalkeeping as Matt Cooper looks to play the ball left out to Chris Rangumang. 1-2 on offer there, but Matt Cooper just loses possession. And Biggleswade FC again look to attack. Chris Rangumang bombing down that left hand side to defend. Good work there by Charisma. Good bit of work right there by Charisma on the left hand side.
Yeah, fair play to him running back there. He realised the team was struggling where Biggleswade FC had more numbers than us, so he had to get back, which is good for him as well.
Last few minutes here of normal time. Coming up to the 86th minute as Biggleswade United win a free kick on halfway. Picked up by Zach Garfey. Just considering his options. Plays it inside to Matt Cooper. Got James Cooper in attendance, but decides to move the ball forward. Gets into the edge of the box. Whips the ball across. Just missed control with Biggleswade FC, but they recover possession. Biggleswade United just certainly haven't really made the most of the opportunities that they've had. They've got into some good positions, but haven't quite forced it when it counted. As Kane Farrell just returns the ball to the number 2 of Biggleswade, Adam Hunt. Just takes his time. Just running down the clock a little. Thanks to all those who have been following us so far on YouTube. It's good to have you with us. Please do comment. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our various different social media platforms that you can see listed there on the YouTube page. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, so you can follow all the match action and all that's going on in Biggleswade United as James Cooper whips the ball into the box. Ball lofted over. Yes! Matty Cooper! That's 1-0, equalising goal. Matt Cooper, right place, right time. Last couple of minutes, that's 43 minutes on the clock. 43 minutes here, gone of the second half. 88 minutes, and Biggleswade United have levelled the game. What do you make of that, Nash?
Great build up to the play by the goal. Easy holding the ball up well and then putting James Cooper in for the cross. I'm still kind of wondering if Jordan was the touch to set himself or was the touch to pass to Matt Cooper, but great goal. Hope, finish strong. So I don't know if Christian Jordan now is pushed up to play striker. I'm sure. I don't know if he's going to keep it. Biggest the win.
Biggleswade United forcing themselves on the right hand side. Nick Elliott drives forward that right hand side and whips the ball across. Sorry to cut you off there, Nash.
Yeah, I was saying Jordan now has obviously gone play striker, and then we're playing with 3 defenders. It's 1-1. Not sure if he's going to keep it playing striker or not, but wait to see.
Be interested to see how much added on time the referee adds here. There's probably only got to be a couple of minutes, so we're coming up to the 44th minute here of the second half. The United fans are certainly cheering the team on, looking to push those last few minutes with the momentum behind them, see if we can force a second goal out of this game and finish the game 2-1 up. But it's 1-1 here at Second Meadow. 1-1 so far, to see if Biggleswade FC can force themselves back into the game as Josh Mollison comes out to recover the ball. Good confidence there by the goalkeeper just to slow the game down a little bit, recover possession as he pushes the ball into the feet of James Cooper. And that's a poor clearance there by Josh Mollison, just to give him Biggleswade FC the opportunity as the ball goes forward. Great recovering tackle there by Kane Farrell. That is absolutely superb. Put in between a rock and a hard place there, Kane Farrell, but gets a toe end on the ball and just clears it out for a throw-in. That was a heart-stopping moment there, Nash.
It was, yeah. We had something similar during the week ourselves. So, you know, goalkeeper has to make the right decision there. I think there you have to realise at the end of the game, don't take any risk. He has to clear that. He has to go as high as possible away from the own goal. But yeah, he'll learn from that. He's only young.
Oh my word, that was close. Blimey, ball whipped across the box. And Biggleswade FC could have so easily gone 2-1 up there. That was begging to be put into the back of the net, but by the number 4 Pat McCafferty. But blimey, Biggleswade United got off the hook there as we come into injury time here. 45 minutes, 90 minutes on the clock, and that's another poor clearance there by Josh Mollison, giving Biggleswade FC the opportunity to get back in here as they drive forward into the box. Number 12 Biggleswade FC cuts inside, looks to get a shot off, but that's well recovered there by Lee Bilcock. Biggleswade United swamping players over the Biggleswade FC forwards, trying to recover the ball. Blimey, that was a tense couple of minutes, wasn't it? As we're well into injury time here, the last couple of minutes is Biggleswade FC 1, or Biggleswade United 1, Biggleswade FC 1. This has certainly been a tense last couple of minutes, and Biggleswade United will be interesting to see whether they push forward here for the win or whether they're just happy to get the point.
Yeah, exactly, and all of it is coming from, you know, the keeper not making the right decision a couple of minutes ago, and now he's, you know, you can tell he's a little bit nervous. He's young, and again he's made another poor kick because now it's in his head. Best thing now to manage from the experienced players, you know, is to get his head down, make him feel confident again, and then things will go again.
Biggleswade FC have just won a free kick here, about 35-40 yards from goal, because of a high foot. Abraham Easy stands in front of the ball just to put off the Biggleswade FC player who stands over this, looks to whip the ball into the box. This is potentially last roll of the dice here for Biggleswade FC. They whip the ball into the box, but cleared there by Matty Cooper, got well underneath it. Jaden Irish in attendance, just looking to recover the ball back, but the ball's gone out for a throw in there for Biggleswade FC. Biggleswade United certainly forced themselves back into this game. Last minute or so here of injury time, 47 minutes on the clock for the second half, 92 minutes in total. As the ball comes forward, Biggleswade United just swamping players into position. Zach Garfield clears the ball, but only as far as the Biggleswade FC player, and they bomb forward the number 10. Number 10, Lee Northfield. The referee blows the throw-in for Biggleswade United as Nick Elliott gets on the ball here, puts the ball forward. As Biggleswade United just trying to make the chance of every opportunity. Referee blows for an offside. Lee Bilcock, the centre-back for Biggleswade United, just telling the players to relax on the ball, make the most of the opportunities. This has got to be in the last few seconds here of this second half. Biggleswade United 1, Biggleswade FC 1. That was a great leveller there by Matty Cooper as Kane Farrell steps over the ball, looks to pump the ball long into the box. Could this be a last minute winner here for Biggleswade United? Puts the ball in. That's a foul, potentially a foul there on Nick Elliott, but not given by the referee, as the ball there goes out for a throw into Biggleswade United in the ascendancy here in the last couple of minutes, looking to potentially snatch 3 points and victory away from Biggleswade FC, but Biggleswade FC staying resilient as they recover the ball, keep the ball in possession. But Kane Farrell gets on possession, pumps the ball long, but it's recovered there by the Biggleswade FC number 12, Toshan Griffith. That's full time here at Second Meadow. Biggleswade United have recovered a point here after being 1-0 down for about 80 odd minutes. Matt Cooper popping up in the last minute of the game
Next game here at Biggleswade United
to draw the game 1-1. Biggleswade United 1, Biggleswade FC 1, and that is certainly a last-minute twist as Biggleswade United look to push on the next game after the Christmas break away to Leighton Town. That'll certainly be an interesting match. As Alistair Burt, the Vice President of Biggleswade United, joins me here for a quick chat. What did you make of that, Alistair?
Well, I think if United had had the confidence that they showed in that good spell just towards the end of the game, if they had that confidence a bit earlier, I think we would have seen a 2-2, which would have been a fair result. A couple of chances at the end, and it got really sparky the last few minutes.
Yeah, it was certainly an eventful last few minutes, and there's opportunities at both ends, but I guess looking at the balance of the game, 1-1 was probably about an equal result.
Yeah, I think Biggleswade a good side, and of course for the local MP it's rather nice to see two good local sides playing so well up in the leagues. The TV coverage is great as well, the streaming, I watched some of that earlier today, so well done on that, Chris. But all the best to United and to Biggleswade FC for the new year.
Fantastic, thanks for your time with us, Alistair. Cheers for coming down. He's going to go see the other lot, Biggleswade FC, do his parliamentary duty, so it's good to have Alistair, our local MP, down with us. As we sign off here at Second Meadow, thank you for joining us for our Christmas game. Biggleswade United have drawn this local derby 1-1. The last couple of minutes there by Matt Cooper getting the equalising goal. So thank you for joining us. Please do follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel as we sign off here, and we wish everyone who's joining us a very happy Christmas and a great new year. Thank you.